What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Living in Arizona, and today we are going to talk about the safest cities in Phoenix. We're going to address the recent situation with the Phoenix Police Department being abusive, or depending on how you want to frame that, right? And we're also going to talk about the safest areas in Phoenix just to live without having to even encounter the police or call the police or even deal with the police, right? So that's what this video is going to be all about. It comes as a question, so I posted this in our group. If you haven't already joined our group, you may join our group. We'd love to see you there. Link below in the citation. Check the description. It says, taking video requests, safest cities, what's the problem with West Phoenix, or a live video. You guys want videos, I make them as I can. Okay, so this comes in from Linda Marie Kemmerling. She was the first to comment, so we're going to go ahead and do that. She also got the most likes on it, so most people want to see this safest video, or safest cities in Phoenix video. So let's talk about it. Well, you have this situation with multiple different cities, suburbs in Phoenix, right? The number one that they're saying here is Ahwatukee Foothills. I made a video 7 days ago, about last week, about Ahwatukee Foothills. You can check the channel for that video. But they're saying here on Niche, based on the data, it is the safest city or safest suburb. I recommended that before, not because of the safety necessarily, but just because of the area. So if you're thinking about moving to Phoenix and you want a safe area and a nice place, check out Ahwatukee Foothills. Right down the road from Ahwatukee Foothills is Chandler. They're saying Chandler's pretty safe. There's some pretty rough areas at Chandler, so let's not get it twisted. And then there's Desert View, which is another neighborhood in Phoenix. And then you have Scottsdale, which is probably the safest one, in all honesty, but for whatever reason, they didn't want to put that on there. And you have Gilbert and Paradise Valley. And if we look at other lists, you can see what other neighborhoods make the list. You have Ahwatukee Foothills, Deer Valley, Estrella, Laveen, Maryvale, North Gateway, North Mountain Village, South Mountain Village. So that's all fine and dandy that these places have these lists, these websites, but I'm going to give you my list of where I'm going to tell you is safe and what is not. So first we use the data, and then we'll use the Jeff list. Okay, so here's Phoenix Metro, okay? You can see it's zoomed out. I'm going to say that the Northern Fringe is pretty safe. This starts when you are north of what I would say is the 101 so it's safe north of the 101 pretty much all around Phoenix, okay? So as long as you're north of the 101. The only area that gets a little bit hairy is around North Phoenix, from probably 19th Avenue all the way over till 19th Street. Just stay away from that kind of area, but north of the 101 from 19th Avenue to 19th Street, that's kind of the only hairy area north of the 101, but outside of that, east or west, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Okay, so now West Phoenix. Again, I could almost say if you're inside the 101, it's kind of not the safe zone. So the 101 is it's a loop 101. It's the freeway that goes all around here. So you can see it connects to the I-10, right? And so obviously Scottsdale is pretty safe. So that rule wouldn't apply necessarily in Scottsdale, and it would probably be enforced. So on the east side of Phoenix, if you guys are tracking what I'm saying, probably from 44th Street to the 101 in Scottsdale is pretty safe. So this whole area right here is pretty safe. That's going to include North Scottsdale all the way down to Arcadia, which you can see is right there. And then it's going to include the Phoenix Zoo area, Papago Park, and whatnot. So, but once you go from 44th Street, okay, because streets work towards Central from here going west, that area is going to be a little bit hairy. You're going to have the area of Indian School, Camelback, and say 24th Street. This area is going to be kind of hairy. You have the Biltmore, which is a really great area, but once you get just south of Biltmore into like Indian School, this is Central Phoenix, around the airport. You're going to stay away from all of Central Phoenix. It's kind of hairy. And then you won't really start to find any safe zones too much until you get outside the 101, and then you come into places like, you're going to be in these neighborhoods here. You have Harbor Shores, Sunrise at Harbor Shores. This is like the Avondale area. Okay, so Avondale's fairly safe. Litchfield Park is pretty safe, and then you have the Buckeye area, which is coming around, and this is around the Luke Air Force Base. But West Phoenix, in general, I would advise to consider other areas unless you're moving to Sun City, the northwest area of North Phoenix or Northwest Phoenix. Southeast Phoenix in general is going to be pretty safe. The only area in Southeast Phoenix that is a little bit hairy is going to be Mesa. And Mesa is only kind of dangerous if you include the area of East or West Mesa. So East Mesa is safer than West Mesa. West Mesa, this whole area around Main Street, from basically Dobson all the way over until you get to probably Greenfield. So actually, you could even extend that even a little bit further beyond that to maybe Wrecker. Once you get to Wrecker, which is where Superstition Springs, once you go east of Superstition Springs in Mesa, it starts to get a lot safer. But when you're west of Superstition Springs in the Mesa area, that is not the safest place to be, okay? But like I said, so in summary, East Mesa is safe. You have Scottsdale. Most all of Scottsdale is safe. North Scottsdale is the safest part, okay? Paradise Valley is moderately safe. Arcadia is safe. Biltmore, safe. Write these down. If you need to, if I'm moving too fast, just pause the video, write it down, and move backwards. So I'm giving you guys the information, okay? Biltmore. And then if you insist on living in the West Valley because you're just obsessed with the West Valley, you can look around. Sun City, Surprise, Peoria, Litchfield Park is decent. I mean, it's I guess. I mean, I'm just saying people who need safe areas in South Phoenix, in particular Southwest Phoenix. And I'm trying to be, I'm not trying to put down West Phoenix. I know a lot of you guys think I'm putting down West Phoenix, and I'll make a more detailed video about that. But Goodyear is decent, and then you have Buckeye that's pretty safe. I mean, it's pretty safe, but the areas in West Phoenix that are not going to be as safe as you want, Alhambra, Glendale, downtown Phoenix. I know a lot of people are like, hey, why don't you talk about downtown Phoenix? I mean, I was just in downtown Phoenix 2 days ago. I'll tell you about downtown Phoenix. It's not as safe as you think it is. I mean, it's safe, but there's still going to be, I watched two little ladies standing there on the street sign get like almost have an anxiety attack because some young guy who looked like he was kind of, not exactly mentally stable walked by them. And I mean, I watched two little ladies waiting there for a bus. And I was standing by, but I mean, I almost felt like they thanked me without saying it, without saying thank you. I felt like they were saying thank you for standing there, because they felt, you could tell their anxiety went up because some guy was walking by them. I mean, that's the vibe of downtown Phoenix. It's safe. There's a lot of friendly people, but you have these loose cannons in the mix in downtown Phoenix, okay? And you have loose cannons all around the metro system. Another area, if the closer you are to the metro, the more dangerous it's going to be in Phoenix. That's one of the reasons why they say they don't build the metro into Scottsdale, is because if they did, they would be giving access to the people who ride the metro to come up and down into Scottsdale, and they don't want to invite that crowd in there. So all up and down the metro line is really kind of where a lot of the transients and the people who they ride the metro, and unfortunately the metro's been overtaken by people who are not so. There's a lot of good people who ride the metro, even if they sleep outside or are homeless. But there's a lot of people who also ride the metro who cause disturbances. Not a lot, actually, but there are some, unfortunately. And so what's going on with the Phoenix Police Department? You could see there was that case where the Phoenix police brutality can function as terrorism. This can work both ways. Obviously, there was an overreaction. There was children involved. People were very disturbed by what they saw. And, bear in mind, we only saw the video of after the disturbance was erupting, right? It doesn't make it right, because what you saw on that video was overreaction. You saw little kids involved, and no one likes to see little children being what appeared to be terrorized by police. Now, to the police's side of it, and you have to put yourself in a police officer's shoes. Number one, let me ask you this. Would you want to be a police officer in Central Phoenix right now, today? If you have two kids and you are a Phoenix police officer and you have to confront people who I told you earlier in this video are what I consider to be loose cannons. And a loose cannon is someone who you are like, whoa, that person looks unstable and they are aggressive. And so police have to encounter these loose cannons day in, day out. And you have to think about what that does to them. Also, bear in mind, Phoenix is a hot place. So you're dealing with officers who are dealing with heat. They're dealing with people who are on meth and other drugs. And yes, they are constantly feeling like they are under siege and threatened. And all it takes is one police officer or two police officers to see videos of what happens around to their colleagues, and they get put on edge. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You have people who are just pedestrians who feel like they're getting abused and attacked by police, and that is also happening. And so police are hot-headed. There is no doubt about it, and there is no reason for it. And people say they need better training, but it's happening, and this is what's causing it: is loose cannons provoking cops to be more aggressive and be more assertive and be more abusive. And it's creating this really bad situation for everyone involved, even the innocent bystanders who, even if you speed, you don't need to be talked down to by a cop, right? But for the most part, I think police are still pretty nice. I mean, I've said hello to police, you know. I've also seen police tell me to move my car in a very aggressive manner. I was like, whoa, all you had to do was tell me to move my car, my friend. You know, but he's like, you're lucky I don't tow your car. I'm like, I was just parking right there. And it was outside my house. The way I parked my car at my house. He wanted to talk to me that way. But it's fine. I mean, he had a point. Anyways, guys, so the safest cities, I've just told you, the safest places, for the most part, are going to be in southeast Phoenix. Ahwatukee is over here. Chandler, Gilbert, okay? Safe. Scottsdale, safe. Tempe, moderately safe. Tempe's like got a little bit of that problem that Central Phoenix has. Arcadia, Biltmore, North Scottsdale, Cave Creek, all that area up there, Anthem, all safe. So that's Phoenix Metro for you, the safe zones. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy this video, do subscribe to Living in Arizona, and we will see you next time.